is up, ninjas? Ready for the best Shopify apps. I know I said that I was going to do the top 3, but I always like to over deliver to you guys. So we're going to do a few more than 3, but these are my favorite apps for getting more sales immediately in your store, which is the most important part. So the first one is called Hurryfy. A lot of people have probably heard about this one. It kind of gives a little sense of urgency for your store. Everybody kind of uses urgency. You know, today is the last day for the 20% off sale. Make sure you get your final Christmas deals, Black Friday, right? It's just kind of human nature to appeal to scarcity. It's in a lot of books that I've read on kind of the power of influence and persuasion and things like that. And it simply works for my specific store. It actually increased my conversion percentage by 4%. And as we know, it is only $6.99 a month. So literally on your very first sale, it's paying for itself. So if you get one additional sale, just literally one, not 1%, one additional sale per month, it pays for itself. It gives you a free trial. It's very easy to set up. We do go to extreme detail on exactly how to set this up in the best way in the Shopify Ninja Masterclass. But this is one of my favorite apps, just for kind of assigning a little bit of scarcity for your buyers. The next one is called Sales Pop by Beeketing, and these guys do a great job. I recommend just looking at their entire store. They really understand kind of the buyer psychology and the Shopify customer credentials and kind of the demographics. So what Sales Pop is it's similar to a couple apps. Use FOMO is another one. Proof is another one. Have you ever been browsing a website or something like that, and you've seen a little pop up in the bottom left-hand corner that says, Kevin in Queenstown, New Zealand just bought this amazing widget? And so, it kind of just shows you, it gives people kind of the idea that other people are buying this as well. And nobody likes to be the first one. Nobody likes to be the first one to review a product on Amazon. Nobody likes to be the first one, to like a Facebook page. Nobody likes to be the first one to buy a product. They like to see that other people are doing it. Human beings kind of just have a crowd mentality. It's just like walking down the street. And if you see a bunch of people looking at something, you're probably likely to look at it too. So this is Beeketing's version of Sales Pop. It just basically says, Anthony Roberson in New York just bought this product also. So people say, oh, well, other people are buying it, right? It appears beautifully both on desktop and on mobile, and it makes a huge difference, guys. And this one is absolutely free. And that's why there's probably 8,000 reviews here, just because it simply works and it's a very, very effective product. The next one is called Frequently Bought Together. So for those of you who know anything about Amazon, obviously I have a little bit of experience there. Amazon is the biggest, most influential platform for e-commerce ever built in the history of the universe, obviously. And so what they kind of pioneered, or at least kind of spread into widespread adoption, is the idea of frequently bought together. So what this kind of means is if you have multiple products or multiple different kind of products in the same niche or sub niche, it shows what is frequently bought together. So like, let's say for example that you had a camera store. So this would be like your Canon camera, and it would say frequently bought together, and it would have maybe a camera strap and a camera bag and a camera lens and a camera cleaner or something like that, right? And so people don't know what other kind of complementary products are also nice to buy with the product that they are purchasing. And so the frequently bought together section says, oh, well, other people are doing this. That seems smart. I might as well get all of these things that I need all at the same time. And it increases your average cart value by a ton, which is extremely valuable for you, obviously, as a seller. So the frequently bought together section is absolutely great. And as we can see here, this one is, very cheap again, $5.99 per month. And they have a 14-day free trial. So this is definitely a good one to use, guys. And it's black belts, which is representative of the ninjas. But I don't have any affiliation. I just use the product myself. So the next one is called Spin a Sale. So for those of you who don't know Wheelio or Spin a Sale, they kind of were the pioneers of this particular niche. It's kind of the next evolution of pop-ups. So a lot of people don't really like pop-ups. They're kind of annoying. You immediately close them every time because they don't really add any inherent value in themselves. Sometimes people will offer you like a percentage off if you enter your email, but people are just kind of so tuned out from it and so against it by now that they just kind of close it out of habit without even looking at it. Spin a Sale and Wheelio kind of revolutionized that by bringing in like a nice, beautiful kind of spinner pop-up that has kind of like a Wheel of Fortune type feel where you can literally win, 10%, 20%, 30%, 40% 20% off coupons literally just by clicking this little button and entering your email to claim it. And so this does a couple things. First of all, number one most important thing of building a successful Shopify store is an email list of interested customers. So you collect emails. Number two is you're actually giving them a discount code that they can use in real time, which incentivizes them to actually make a purchase on your site. And number three, everyone loves gambling. Everyone loves, some people love it too much, but everyone loves the game of chance. Everyone loves, winning things. Everyone loves kind of just little games like this. So it appeals to three human emotions, all kind of at the same time, all of which are helping your business. It's getting you more sales, and it's collecting you email lists, and people are having fun instead of being annoyed by your pop-up. So it's probably one of the most important apps of all of the apps that I use. It integrates directly with both Klaviyo and MailChimp, which we will talk about next, which are your autoresponders. This is how you send emails to everyone. So an autoresponder, for people who don't know, basically just means if you have 100 people who sign up to your email list, instead of going to Google and Gmail and typing 100 emails to these people, autoresponders send mass amounts of emails all at once. So it'll send the same email to all 100 people who you've collected. So let's talk about this. MailChimp, there's two kind of choices here for your autoresponder for Shopify. The first is MailChimp. Very easy to use. It's free up to, I think, 2,000. So you can send 12,000 emails a month and 2,000 subscribers completely for free, which is absolutely incredible. They understand the value of building these templates to people. And once people start to build more and more subscribers, it becomes more and more value to them. And they already have their templates built out. And so they don't migrate away from the platform. So MailChimp very intelligently allowed you a lot of value completely for free, kind of to build market dominance. And so MailChimp is extremely easy, very intuitive. I go into a very, very detailed kind of explanations of how to set up abandoned carts, right? So if somebody's coming to buy from you and then, their dog pees on the floor or something like that, and then they close out of their window because they're mad at, poor Rover who's peeing all over himself, and then they lose the cart, right? And so they were going to buy from you, but something came up and they weren't able to complete the transaction. So MailChimp has a capability of what's called abandoned carts, where it automatically sends emails to people saying, hey, Kevin, you had this awesome drone accessory in your cart in Shopify. Did you want to buy it, right? And then you can send follow-up saying, hey, we noticed that you had this in your cart. We wanted to offer you like a 20% off coupon to come back to us. And so it really makes the biggest difference of anything you can basically possibly do on Shopify is setting up your autoresponder, your email marketing, and your abandoned cart correctly, all three of which are possible and easy to do. And I go into very, very detailed step-by-step exactly how to do this in the biggest way that's going to give you the biggest results in the Shopify Ninja Masterclass. So that is the choice number one. This one is a little bit more attuned to beginners. It's free for most of the things that a lot of beginners would need it for. Once you get past the 2,000 subscribers, you start to pay, which is very fair from an autoresponder perspective. The one that's a little bit more advanced, it's a little bit more advanced from an intuitive kind of setup perspective. You can do some really advanced stuff with it, but it's only free up to 250 contacts, where MailChimp gives you 2,000 subscribers. And so Klaviyo is a little bit more advanced. If you already kind of have a store that's working, you already have generating some revenue, and you're okay with paying slightly more kind of from the start for these capabilities, and it allows you kind of to do a little bit more directly integrating with Facebook advertising and just a few more advanced topics. And if you guys want me to go into a video on really advanced email marketing, I think it's probably the number one thing that differentiates beginners who aren't necessarily making as much as they want to on Shopify, and a little bit more advanced people who are making significantly more. Because once you have an email list, guys, it's just completely night and day. You can click one button and you can send an email and you print money. It's literally like having your own bank. And when you press one button, all of a sudden, your 100 people in your email list, or your 1,000, or your 10,000, or your 50,000, or your 100,000 people are reading this email. And then, even if you're converting at 1%, it's just money flowing in. And so email lists are incredibly valuable, extremely, extremely profitable. And it's what differentiates people who are making a ton of money online and people who aren't necessarily making as much. The next app I want to talk about is called Conversio. So Conversio, and it used to be called Receiptful if you've been around for a while. Conversio is a cool little app that basically instead of just sending the normal kind of receipt that Shopify automatically sends out when people make purchases from your store, it sends out a little bit more fun of a receipt. So it automatically will generate discount codes, and it'll say, hey, David, thanks for purchasing that awesome drone that you bought today. As a way of saying thanks for shopping with us today, here's a coupon for 10% off on your next purchase within the next 2 weeks. And so it does this all for you. It's all automated, and it automatically sends out emails and then highlights the discount code to kind of try to get additional value out of each customer, because anybody who runs an online business knows that the cost of a new customer is exponentially higher than the cost of selling to an existing customer that you already have and who's already bought from you before. It's just night and day difference. And so Conversio makes it very easy to actually convert more pre-existing customers just simply through the receipts and through the discount codes that you're distributing there. And they're pretty good. They give you one of your main dashboard features. They'll show you, Conversio made you this much money this month just through receipts. So, if you can generate an additional $19 a month from this app, then it is worth it. And it's obviously doing that for all the stores that I run and that I use for it. It does it within an hour or much less than a single day. But if you're just starting out, the $19 price might be seem high, but they give a 30-day free trial. So it's definitely worth checking out and setting up. And if you want more details about exactly how to set up Conversio to get the maximum conversions, I could do a kind of a more detailed video on how to actually set up these apps. Or as always, it's obviously available in the Shopify Ninja Masterclass, which is available in the description. The last thing that I want to talk about, so Facebook chat is the future. Messenger is the future. It's the future of customer service. It's the future of email marketing, right? The people who are understanding ManyChat is the most valuable thing that you can possibly pay for right now, in my opinion, online, bar none. I think I pay $60 a month for, a 10,000 plus, quote unquote email list where I can send broadcasts, I can create sequences, I can answer customer service requests, and how this works. And so just because I wanted to make this a little bit more beginner friendly, we're going to talk about Facebook chat by Beaconing. This company's absolutely makes a killing. But ManyChat is a little bit more advanced. You can do a lot more with it. It's for people who are kind of have a little bit higher of a budget and are really scaling for the future. So eventually I'll probably make just a complete video on ManyChat because it's unbelievably valuable. It's crazy. It's where the future is going. It's moving away from email and it's moving into messenger bots, and that's what ManyChat is. So if you guys are interested in me doing a ManyChat video for Shopify just in general, leave me a note in the comments and I could do just a super in-depth kind of tutorial for beginners on ManyChat and how to utilize the unbelievable power that ManyChat gives you. But for now, Facebook chat is just a very simple kind of version of some of the things that ManyChat allows you to do. And what this is it gives you this little pop-up, both on mobile and on desktop. And if somebody has a question, and you might think, my product's really simple, I only sell t-shirts or a golf club or whatever it is. You have no idea the number of ridiculous questions that I get and my virtual assistants get every single day saying, hey, is this golf polo going to shrink in the wash? I'm allergic to cotton. Like, is this going to be okay? Or, somebody might say, would this golf club fit somebody that's 5'10", or can women use this? Like, you don't understand how many questions people have. And they're very close to buying, and just that little final human touch of having a virtual assistant or answering these questions yourself gives you such a huge advantage from a conversion perspective, just giving them that final little thing. Because one of the biggest things that I've learned from using these type of apps all the time is that people are often one little answer away from making a purchase, whether it's, a $10 purchase or a $100 purchase or a $1,000 purchase. People just have these little kind of, questions in the back of their head. And if they get a human being who's there and they feel that kind of personal touch and they get their final little question answered, their conversion rate goes from, 1% to 51% with a 5-minute conversation. And I have virtual assistants that I use full time for all of my Shopify stores to just answer customer service queries 24 hours a day. And it has been one of the number one biggest factors for increasing my conversions. And so the last thing that I want to talk about really quickly is Google Analytics. So this is Google Analytics for one of my sites. We see that there's 15 active users right now. But what we're curious about here is what's called the e-commerce settings. And so e-commerce settings is one of the most important things that you can do for your Shopify stores. It gives you all types of information about, what pages people are most often visiting, how long they're staying on those pages, whether they're leaving your website from those pages. So maybe they're getting to your cart and then they're kind of confused and they leave. And if you notice a pattern with that, then maybe you spend more time, making your cart more clear. Maybe there was an error on your cart page that's not allowing people to proceed and everyone's leaving your website, right? You would never know these type of things unless you actually enabled your e-commerce settings. And so this specific website is not an e-commerce site, and so I don't have it enabled, but all you have to do is go into your Google Analytics, come down to e-commerce settings, set up your Shopify store, and then just click enable here. And you can do some really advanced stuff that I go really in detail in. It's a little bit more complicated, so I'm not gonna do it all in this video, but if you guys are interested, I'm happy to do that. The e-commerce settings that Google Analytics gives you completely, beautifully, synergistically integrates with Shopify. And so at the single click of a button, you can get all of the analytics that you possibly need to completely optimize your store from a customer perspective and from a conversion perspective. And that's going to give you the information that you need to make very important, profitable decisions. So those are kind of the apps that I like to use, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure that you do me a huge favor and click that little tiny subscribe button, the red one, slap it directly in its face, and hit that little notification bell so that you stay up to date on all of the ninja knowledge that's going to be dropped every day and all in the future, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you on the next one.